What's up, horror fam? Welcome back to the channel. So for today's trailer review and reaction, we are taking a look at a film I don't think any of us have probably heard of. And if you have heard of this film, you are probably in the minority. I know I had not heard of this film up until roughly a week ago, and then I started trying to find some information about it, and the information is very scarce until some articles started popping up in the last day or so about the film with a trailer. And it looks like this one is going straight to VOD, straight to streaming, digital. Didn't get a theatrical release that I can find. And the film is called Freelance. And no, this is not a sequel. This is not a prequel. This is not a follow-up to the film Freelance from 2023 that starred John Cena. It's not an action comedy, so it has nothing to do with that film. It just happens to have the same name. But again, the film's called Freelance, and I did come across a very lengthy synopsis, and I will say it now and I'll say it again. As I've always said, I'm not one to give a synopsis or summary of trailers when we do review and reactions of trailers. I like them to speak for themselves. Now, if it is one or two sentences, we'll cover it, we'll go over it just to give us an idea, kind of let us know what we're getting ourselves into. So what I'm going to do is just read the first couple sentences, 2-3 sentences of this synopsis. But what I will do is put the link of the article that I'm pulling this from in the description of this video. So if you want to read the full synopsis and the rest of the information about the film, you can do so. All right, so this synopsis covers off, says, Katie, a freelance video editor in desperate need of work, receives a high-paying offer to edit a cryptic and bizarre video from an anonymous employer. Strapped for cash and facing eviction, Katie eagerly accepts the gig. The video depicts people being tortured and even killed on camera. Surely just elaborately staged fiction. So I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to go on for the rest of it. There's probably about another good paragraph that goes into a little bit more detail. I started skimming through it and then just, pretty much stopped on my own because I wanted to watch the trailer as well and just, see what we're getting ourselves into. But from what I can tell, this does come out on digital and VOD on January 28th, 2025, and it's coming from Gravitas Ventures. Again, no theatrical release that I can find on this one, straight digital and VOD. Again, January 28th, 2025. And it doesn't say from a streaming perspective if it's going to be exclusive to any streaming platform or what platforms it could be streaming on. Just, again, mentions digital and VOD. So I'd imagine from a purchasing and renting perspective, it would probably more than likely be on Amazon Prime and potentially any other places that offer those services. All right, so let's get right into this trailer and see what we're getting ourselves into.
I'm an editor. I work freelance, and sometimes I don't have a job. Sometimes I do. I like movies and stuff. Sometimes more stuff than movies.
Did you get that job you were talking about?
The commercial? Yeah. I mean, no, I haven't heard back yet. I'm a good editor, You should hire me. We'll be in touch.
Katie, this will blow over. Look, you gotta hang in there till it passes. Hey, this mystery job sounds promising, right?
It's like 100% a scam. That's where I'm at in my life right now.
These videos are getting in my head.
I mean, it must be fake. What do you know about these people?
Nothing. They're after my family. They're trying to destroy my life.
What exactly have they done? They paid you to edit some videos and then they asked you to do something. That is it. I told you gotta put those videos behind you. No amount of money is worth this.
It's real. They're in my apartment, or I'm dreaming that they are. I don't know what's real and what's not anymore. They're watching me, controlling my life. They know where I live, who my family is, everything about me. They won't let me get out of this. I'm losing grip of my sanity.
All right, so I mean, I don't know. That one is pretty interesting. And I haven't seen too many films like this, so let's break this down a little bit. So this it looks like the lead actress in this is her name is Nicole Pastor, and we know right off the bat she's a video editor of some sort looking for a job. Either she finds a job or someone reaches out to her. Looks like someone had reached out to her. Looks like they were going to pay her a lot of money. I think it said like $4,000 to do some editing of these videos, and they look to be snuff films or attempted snuff films. From what we saw from the brief clips, as it was jumping back and forth from the film to her reaction, they're very graphic and violent films that she's asking to edit. Now, I think the trailer though doesn't go in the order of the story, because we see some jumping around from where she doesn't know if they're real to looks like she's in this gown and dressed up as if she's trying to get into this world to find out if they are real, because we saw a couple times where her face was covered with blood. Then we come to a scene where she's sitting at her desk and she says they are real. So I think at some point along the line, when she's editing them, she finds out they're real, because we saw a brief clip brought up on the screen where it said we're still waiting. So it would appear that she finds out these films are actually real, what's happening is real, whether people are being retired, whatever is happening in these films, and then she's not editing them and sending them back. So now they're waiting to get them back, and now they're getting into her life, whether that's, as she mentioned, they're going after her family, where she had even mentioned that they were in her apartment, and we saw a couple scenes where she was sleeping and it looked like the blanket was slowly being pulled off of her, and someone was actually over top of her at one point briefly. Now the boyfriend, I'm assuming it's the boyfriend, tells her, hey, put these films behind you, pretty much don't let it affect you. I'm betting he's involved, because if your girlfriend, your wife, whoever, your partner is going through something like this, the last thing I think you're going to tell them is, oh, hey, no big deal, just put it behind you and let's move on. I don't foresee that happening. So it's almost as if he's trying to get her to just, hey, finish the job, finish editing them, send them back, or send them however. I did like some of the film angles, when she was opening up the box, how the camera followed the blade opening the box, cutting the tape, how we kind of dove into the hard drive as it was booting up, the pan overs of the keyboard as she was editing. I did like some of that. I am interested to see if this starts to go a little bit of a psychological aspect, because at the end of this trailer, it almost seemed like she was losing her mind, almost as if she was losing her grip on reality. So I'm not sure, again, if what we were seeing of her in the gown is her imagination, or again, if it's her diving into this world to see if these things are in fact real. Who are these people that are targeting me, targeting my family? So again, a lot of unknowns about this film. As I mentioned earlier, very much just found out about this film just within the last week, and as I said, the articles started coming up. I think the only reason these articles started coming up is because the trailer got released and the fact that it's going to be dropping in 2 weeks on digital and POD. So I think this looks good, and I'm all for fresh ideas. I don't think we've seen one quite like this before. I mean, we of course we see the psychological films, but I mean, it's a different story, different take. It seems pretty grounded, it almost seems, I don't want to say too simple, but it seems a very straightforward, simple film. Video editor looking for a job. She's asked to do something, finds out, something is amiss, and then, kind of pulls back, not wanting to get involved, but she's already too deep involved. And now the killers or the villains are now coming after her because she's not fulfilling, what she was initially tasked to do. So again, I think it looks pretty interesting. We'll give it a watch. I'll try to track down and see what services this will be available on. I'm sure for a rental, it'll probably be like $3.99, $4.99, especially like on Amazon Prime. It'll probably be $4.99. It's pretty much a standard rental. So I'll give it a watch once it comes out, and I'll come back to everyone with a spoiler review of the film, and we'll give it a rating out of 5 and see what we think. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for today's trailer review and reaction. Just want to say a quick thank you to all the new subscribers to the channel and to all the existing subscribers. Everyone, thank you for the support. It is greatly appreciated. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so and drop a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you think of this new film called Freelance. Again, it is dropping on January 28th, 2025. Otherwise, we will see you at the next one. Peace.